Greg, please take screenshots of our attendance. One 10:32 to my watch. Okay, so after the discussion of the blood supply, okay, of the brain and the spinal cord, no, I hope class that only to memorize the different blood supplies of the brain and the spinal cord. No, but when it comes to the clinical correlates, no, this is the part of that lecture which is sometimes difficult to understand. Okay, so that's why if you could not understand entirely, no, I mean not entirely a part of my lecture book, no, because this is neuroanatomy. Okay, and I told you before that neuroanatomy is one of the subjects which is difficult, no, in relation to the load of the level 1 students, no. Lalo yung mga susunod na lecture, no, pagdating na ng mga pathway, no, it's difficult to understand. Okay, so let's take note of the descending pathways or the motor tracks. This is also known class as the pyramidal pathway. Okay, so it's also called the pyramidal pathway. You can call it descending pathway or you can call it the motor tracks. Okay. Okay. So what will be our main objective? The main objective is at the end of this class, at least the student will be able to understand descending pathway or the motor tracts are your corticospinal and your corticobulbar tracts. Okay, then you need to understand how are you going to differentiate the upper motor neuron lesion and how are you going to differentiate the upper motor neuron lesion from the lower motor neuron. Okay, so this is the main um, our main task today, no? And my main task to you is to explain at least so that you could understand the descending pathway. So these are your descending pathways class, no? Do you have your major descending pathway, and that is your corticospinal tract and your corticobulbar. So this is where our discussion, okay, will focus, okay, the discussion on the corticospinal and the corticobulbar. And then, since there are a lot, okay, I will just be giving you what are the origin and manifestations of the other descending pathways, like your corticotectal, tectospinal, corticorubral, rubrospinal, cortoreticular, reticulospinal, raphe, spinal, and the ceruleus, spinal projection, and the vestibulo-spinal tract. Now, the last one, two, three, four, five are part of the extra pyramidal pathway, no? So they are part of the extra pyramidal pathway. While your corticospinal and the corticobulbar are also, of course, the main descending pathway brainstem, because this is where you are going to see and where the fibers will be passing through, no, for the descending pathway. So remember that your brain stem is consisting of three major parts, no. What are the three major parts of your What are the three major parts of your brain stem? You have first the midbrain, and then you have the pons, and then you have the medulla oblongata. Okay? Now, considering the three major parts of your brainstem, the tectum, the tegmentum, and the base, if portion of your midbrain is the tectum, and then when it reaches the pons, this is how your tectum looks like. And then take note that the tectum, when you reach the medulla oblongata, is from that point to this point. Okay, and then you have your tegmentum. Okay, so this part of your midbrain is the tegmentum part, and then you have your tegmentum here, and then of course the tegmentum in this area of the medulla oblongata, and then the rest will be the base. Okay, now later on you will see ano ba itong mga so this is it. No, so take note that you will see this area here of the tectum looking at your midbrain. No, this is a part of the midbrain. When you see your substantia nigra class, this is your substantia nigra. Dun sa actual picture, actual picture ng anatomy ng mid. So that black line, your dopamine. Okay, so that ridges that you found on the tectum is the superior colliculus. Can you see that? So this area here is your superior colliculus. Okay, and then take note of the different structure that's above. So this area here, where is the base of the midbrain, is the crus cerebri. Okay, and then take note of where you find your cerebral aqueduct, that one. And then, of course, above your substantia nigra, you have the red nucleus, okay? And then that is your the so spinothalamic tract and your medial lemniscus part of the midbrain. Okay, so this is another structure, okay, that is compared to the picture on the left side, so that you'll be able to identify all the different parts of the brainstem. Okay, now looking at the spinal cord, no, because you know, class, no, the pyramidal pathway will be starting and originating from the cerebral cortex, okay, and then from the cerebral, and then it will pass the midbrain, and then where will the pyramidal pathway terminate? It will that class a descending pathway, no? It is descending pathway because spinal cord. Now, the thing that you need to understand later on, class, is which part of the spinal cord terminates your pyramidal pathway. Okay, so you know already each section, the inner portion of the spinal cord. Can you see that? Okay, so this is your gray matter. And then nasa ng white matter, yung white matter ay yung kulay gray na nasa labas. Okay, so yan yung anatomy dorsal septum, and then you will have the dorsal intermediate septum. This is your dorsal folliculus. Okay, dorsolateral or the posterolateral sulcus. So this is the dorsal gray column. Okay, so this is the intermediate gray column, the ventral, okay, gray column. And then you have the ventral or the anterior fissure of the spinal cord. Okay, so you need to identify each and every part of your spinal cord class. So you are looking at the transverse or the transverse section of the spinal cord. Okay, so let's summarize, no? Parang this is just the bird's eye view, no? What are the very important things that you need to remember when you are going to study the descending pathway? So the descending spinal tract class is the pathway by which motor signals are sent from the brain to the lower motor neuron. The LMN is your lower motor neuron. And you need always to remember that these are motor signals. Okay? Motor signals. Kaya nga ang tawag dito, class, motor signals because it is the one that is responsible for the voluntary skilled movement of our muscles. Did you get me? So nandiyan si spinal tract, no? Yung ating motor pathway. Ang main responsibility niya, okay, is the voluntary skilled movement. So ano yung mga muscles, no? You will understand later on, ano ba yung mga muscles that is being moved, okay? Sending motor signals to this muscles coming from your cerebral cortex, okay? And then the lower motor neuron, okay, directly innervate muscles to produce a movement. Kaya nga ang sabi natin kanina, class, no, bakit kailangan i-discuss muna si basal ganglia? So nandiyan yung ating mga nerves na nag-innervate ng muscle, no, para magkamero ng movement. But which part of the brain will initiate the movement, no? So that part of the brain that initiate the movement is your basal ganglia. Okay? So, mag-initiate ng movement ang basal ganglia, but what part of the brain will coordinate the movement? No? So, the part of the brain that will coordinate the movement of our body is the cerebellum. Did you get me? So, napaka-importante nung tatlong part na yun, class, ng ating brain. Okay? Kasi doon nag-uumpisa ang movement. Paano ba tayo nakakagalaw? Mayroon tayong pyramidal tract. So, pagka sinabi mo, say elbow, no? Yung ating mga, okay? So, nandoon si musculocutaneous nerve to innervate the muscle. Pero paano coming from the basal ganglia? Okay? Kaya nga pag diniscuss din yung basal ganglia, makikita ninyo, no? Yung mga voluntary movements always be ending up, okay, to the pyramidal tract. Na doon sa kabilang side ng kanyang pathway sa basal ganglia. Okay? It will be moving towards the pyramidal pathway so that the muscles that are innervated by the nerves from the descending pathway to move the muscle, okay, will initiate movement. Did you get me? So if you're going to look at the picture, class, anong sabi natin? Where is the origin, the motor cortex of the brain? And then later on, you will see which is and then from the upper motor, yun ang moving towards your lower. Okay? So, i-innervate niya ang muscle, no? Gang. Okay? So, hindi mo na tayo interested doon sa basal ganglia. We will concentrate more on the ang overview ng ating of a motor tract, pyramidal pathway, or the descending spinal tract. Okay? They don't have synapses. Okay? All neurons within the descending motor system are classified as upper motor neurons. Kaya nga kung makikita ninyo dito, class, andito si upper motor neuron, no? Because all of the initial movement that will be, the movement of the muscles coming from the motor cortex, no, will be called your upper motor neuron. Okay, so they're classified as upper motor neurons. And then the lower motor neuron now will be representing the anterior horn cells of the spinal cord. So yung ating lower motor neuron class will be found at the anterior horn cells of the spinal cord, wherein it is that part of the spinal cord where your descending tract end. Are you with me? So the pyramidal pathway will be initiated coming from the cerebral cortex, and then it will pass through several parts of the brain, and then ends in your anterior horn cell of the spinal cord. And again, anong function ng descending pathway, anong function ng pyramidal pathway, or anong function ng ating motor tract? For voluntary movements of muscle. Voluntary movement lang siya. Okay? So please take note of this characteristic of your motor tracts. Okay, so ang sabi natin, all of the walang synapse, no? So anong meron along the pathway? Yung dahil walang synapses, ang meron ngayon is the upper motor neuron. Did you see that? So there are three upper motor neurons from the descending pathway. And we call them the first order neuron, second order neuron, and the third order neuron. Okay. So where can you find the first order neuron? The first order neuron is found at the cell body, which is found at the cerebral cortex and descends into the second order neuron. Okay? So nasa the second order tayo ngayon, second order neuron. What do you call or where can you find your second order neuron? So your second order neuron class are internuncial neuron. Okay? So this internuncial neuron, which is your second order neuron, which is called as the internuncial neuron, will be located at the anterior horn of the spinal cord. Okay? And remember that short order neurons are short axon that will descend and go to your third order neuron. So nasa nga is the third order neuron? It is now the lower motor neuron, which is called and which is found at the anterior horn cell of your spinal cord. Yung isa kanina is nasa at the anterior horn, no? Pero ito namang isang lower motor neuron is also found at the anterior neuron. So nandun yung ating third order. Now take note that the this pathway or the axons that you find in your descending tracts will innervate skeletal muscle through the anterior root and the spinal nerve. Okay, so alam niyo na ngayon kung nasa si anterior root, no? Nasaan si anterior root and nasaan si posterior root. Okay, so what will be the main functions of the descending pathway or the descending spinal tract? Somatic, visceral, it also innervates the visceral organs, also the modification of muscle tone, segment reflexes, central transmission of the sensory impulses that supply and innervate the voluntary muscles, okay, of our body. Okay, so please take note on that. So those are the main functions of the motor tract or the descending pathway. Now, the functional divisions, anong sabi natin kanina, the pyramidal tracts, okay, which is originating in the cerebral cortex, okay, that causing voluntary control of the musculature of the body and face are your corticospinal tracts and your corticobulbar tracts. Okay, so dahil this is the motor tract and the pyramidal pathway, no, we will be discussing much about the corticospinal and the corticobulbar. And then yung ating extrapyramidal tracts, okay, saan bang origin, no? Take note, no? The extrapyramidal, kaya nga ang tawag ay extrapyramidal kasi they do not originate in the pyramid, in the cerebral cortex. Okay? Pagka sinabi natin kasing class na pyramidal pathway, no? Bakit tinawag na pyramidal pathway? We can find the cells of the giant of Betz, no? The giant cells of Betz cells is found at the fifth layer of the cerebral cortex, okay? Fifth layer of the cerebral cortex, which is your internal pyramidal layer. Okay? So yung extrapyramidal, bakit tinawag na extrapyramidal? Because they do not originate from the cerebral cortex, yung internal pyramidal layer of the cerebral cortex. No? So kaya tinawag na extrapyramidal because they are originating in the brain stem. Okay? Kaya nga tinawag na pyramidal layer, the pyramidal pathway because they originate from the fifth layer microscopically, no? The internal pyramidal layer, which is the fifth layer of the cerebral cortex, specifically in the precentral gyrus. Remember that your precentral gyrus is the main, no, motor center of the brain, your Brodmann's area number 4. Okay? So yung extrapyramidal tract that is originating from the brainstem, okay, is also responsible for the involuntary automatic control of all the musculature, no, which will be including the muscle tone, no, the balance movement, the posture, and the locomotion. So what are example of your extrapyramidal tract? Yung limang nasa baba ng ating slide kanina. Kasama na si tectospinal, rubro, and then the right reticulospinal or the vestibulospinal tract. Okay? So I hope that you understand why the first two are called pyramidal and why the others are called extra-pyramidal. Okay, so I told you a while ago, no, ano ba yung talagang tinatawag nating pyramidal tract, no? The actual pyramidal tract that we are talking about is the corticospinal tract. Okay? So your corticospinal tract or the pyramidal tract is the major motor tract that controls the voluntary movement of the skeletal muscle. So they are mainly concerned with the primary skilled movement of the limbs. Okay, whether it is upper limb or whether it is lower limb. So makikita nyo ninyo mamaya, class. Okay? So that is your corticospinal or your pyramidal tract. Okay, so anong sabi natin kanina? The origin of your pyramidal pathway or the descending pathway or the motor tract will be arising from the primary motor center, giving rise to 40% of all voluntary skilled movement. So that is found in your primary motor area, which is your precentral gyrus or your Brodmann area number 4. Okay, so we still have the premotor. No? Ano yung dalawang premotor center ng brain? Okay, which is found at the frontal lobe. So you will see your premotor cortex contributing 20% of the movements of the muscle, and that is your Brodmann's area number 6. Okay, and then the other one, okay, the Brodmann's area number 8, which is your frontal eye field. Okay? So meron kasi class coordination ang hindi tayo kasi makakalakad at hindi makakapag-move kung hindi mo naman siya titingnan, no? Mahirap gumalaw. So that's why you need your Brodmann area number 8, which is your frontal eye field. Now, in each hemisphere, we have around 1 million fibers from each hemisphere. Originating, ito yung origin ng ating pyramidal pathway, the giant pyramidal cells of Betz found at the fifth layer of your precentral gyrus, no, which is called the internal pyramidal layer. So nandoon si giant pyramidal cells of Betz, which is the origin of your pyramidal pathway. Doon nang gagaling, no, sa giant cell of your giant pyramidal cells of Betz, sa fifth layer of your internal pyramidal layer. And remember, no, that they are excitatory. Bakit excitatory? Because of a neurotransmitter, which is your glutamate. Okay? Glutamate. So makikita ninyo yan kapag diniscuss ni Dean ang basal ganglia, no? Ano yung mga neurotransmitter to initiate a movement? Meron tayong acetylcholine, meron tayong dopamine, meron tayong glutamate, and meron tayong GABA. Okay? So, doon nyo makikita yan pag diniscuss na yung basal ganglia pathway. Okay, so take note of your precentral, no? So this is your frontal lobe. So sa frontal lobe, you have your primary motor center. So this is your precentral gyrus. This is the central sulcus of Rolando, no? So you are looking on the lateral side of the brain. So this is your precentral, and then this is your broadmass area number 6. Okay, and then this is your broadmass area number 8, or the frontal eye field. So this is the premotor center. Okay, yung ating broadmass area number 6. So lahat ng ating what do you call this? Yung ating lahat ng pyramidal pathway will be arising from this part of your frontal lobe. Broadmass area 4, precentral gyrus, okay, the premotor cortex, and the frontal eye fields. Okay? So take note, ito yung ating post-central. No? Yung post-central kasi is for the somatosensory. Okay? So ibang discussion na yun. I-discuss ni Dr. Hershey. So this is your Sylvian fissure, no? Area 45, area 44. Okay? But we are more on your broadmass area 4, 6, and 8. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko, class, no? So you will see your giant cells of Beth. Nasaan ba si giant cells of Beth? So sabi natin, the giants... Okay, so let's discuss first the different types of your neurons. So this is the different types of cortical neurons. So kung titignan mo, class, no, yung cortical neurons, meron tayong unipolar, pseudopolar, and the multipolar. Okay? So ito yung itsura, class, ng multipolar neuron, no? You will see the dendrites arising coming from the cell body, and then meron siyang axon, and then the axon will terminate in your telodendrites. Okay? So ito yung ating unipolar, okay? Ang unipolar kasi, class, parang meron siyang isang mahaba, no? This is your unipolar, wherein the cell body is coming from the middle side of your axon. Parang ganitong itsura niya. And then remember that all of these are your dendrites. Okay? And then you have the pseudopolar. Okay? So, kapag sinabi nating pyramidal cells, ganitong itsura, class, ng pyramidal cells. Okay? Ito yung itsura ng stellate neuron. Okay? Ito yung itsura ng Martinotti neurons. Okay? Okay, so that is some of your different types of your cortical neurons. Okay, so microscopically, there are 6 layers of your cerebral cortex. So saan mo ngayon makikita yung different neurons na nakadescribe dito sa slide na ito, no? So itong mga slides na ito, class, ay makikita natin dito sa different layers of the cerebral cortex. So the first layer of the cerebral cortex, microscopically, is the molecular, and then you see your external granular layer. So this is your external pyramidal, internal granular layer. So ito yung fifth layer na internal pyramidal layer. Itong mga cells na ito, class, is the giant cells of Betz. Okay? Kaya nga ang tawag doon sa ating motor tract is the pyramidal pathway, because the giant cells of Betz, which is the origin of the pyramidal pathway, will be seen at the internal pyramidal layer, or the fifth layer of your cerebral cortex. No? Specifically the giant cells of Betz. And then the deepest layer of the cerebral cortex is the multiform. Okay? So yan yung multiform. Okay? So please take note, ho? So you know already why the motor tract is called pyramidal layer, because it originates from the cerebral cortex. Okay, so you need again to understand the homunculus, no? I was thinking that Dean discussed this, your homunculus in the organization, no? Organization of the brain, or maybe on the anatomy of the brain. Okay? So ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng homunculus? So this is the coronal section to the primary motor cortex. So the primary motor cortex, class, is your precentral gyrus. And then ano makikita mo class doon sa ating precentral gyrus, yung homunculus. Pagka sinabi nating homunculus, this is the mapping, okay, the mapping, okay, found in the precentral gyrus wherein at each part of your precentral gyrus are the parts of the human body. Are you with me? So ito yung major section, no, separating your right and left cerebral cortex. You're looking at the coronal section of the precentral gyrus. So this area here is where you have your toes, okay, the ankle, the knee, the hip, trunk, pataas, kamay, okay, plus pataas, nasa lateral side na ng precentral gyrus, yung face, yung lips, the jaw, okay, and then the mastication. And then ito na yung sylvian fissure. Okay? Kaya nga ito dila, no? Kasi yung ating Broca center, which is found at the temporal lobe, is found at the lips of your sylvian fissure. Now, if you are going to look at it, no, ito yung tinatawag nating somatotopic mapping, no? So you will see that the different parts of our body is somatotopically mapped in the coronal section of the precentral gyrus. Okay? So the biggest area that you will see, okay, disproportionately large, okay, the tongue, ito yung tongue. Okay, responsible for speech, no? The speech center is found at the lips of your sylvian fissure. And then yung hand, can you see, no? The mapping of your hands is disproportionately large, no? And then of course the larynx, no? Even the larynx, no, has a big location in the precentral gyrus. So we know already that the main function of the precentral gyrus is to elaborate motor control. Okay, so elaborate motor control, and the cortical area for each part is proportional to the motor innervation received by the corresponding part. Okay, so ito yung ating motor homunculus showing the somatotopic mapping of our body in the precentral gyrus. Okay, so let's begin our corticospinal tract, okay, which is what we call your pyramidal pathway. Okay, so natin yung saan yung ato. So we are looking now at the cerebral cortex, no? So this is your precentral gyrus, and then you will see that the lateral corticospinal tract synapses with the lower motor neuron that innervate the upper and the lower limb muscles, whereas the anterior corticospinal tract synapses with the lower motor neurons that innervate the muscles of the trunk. Okay, so isa-isahin ngayon natin class ang pyramidal pathway. Okay? So, let's begin with the corticospinal tract pathway. So you have your cerebral cortex. Okay? So naka-indicate, this is your precentral gyrus. Okay, the primary motor center, area 4, Brodmann's area 4. So that will be originating from the precentral gyrus at your layer number 5, which is your internal pyramidal layer where you have your giant cells of Beck. Okay, so from the primary motor cortex, where will the pathway go? It will be passing by way of the corona radiata. So this area here is your corona radiata. And then from the corona radiata, it will be passing by way of the internal capsule. Ayan ang internal capsule. Okay? So the internal capsule separates your lentiform from the caudate nucleus. Ayan ang caudate nucleus. These are your lentiform consisting of the putamen and the globus pallidus. Okay, and then from the now remember that the part of the internal capsule where the corticospinal tract pass through is the posterior limb. no? So this is the posterior limb of your internal capsule. And you will see them between your thalamus and your basal ganglia. Okay, and then from there, will the fibers go? It will be going down to the midbrain. So this is already the midbrain class, no? So it will be passing to the cerebral peduncles of the midbrain, or you call it crus cerebri. I'm hoping that you still remember ano yung crus cerebri. Okay? So it will be passing by way of your cerebral peduncles or the crus cerebri, and then from that area there, it will be going down to your mid pons. Which area of the mid pons? Okay, so this area here where the fibers will be transmitted, no, coming from the midbrain will be your basis pontis. So basis pontis ka yan, class, yung mga bilog-bilog na yon, no? And then from the basis pontis of the pons, the pathway will be moving towards the medulla oblongata, no? So that is the middle part of the medulla. Well, it will be moving towards the pyramid. Ito yung pyramidal area ng medulla oblongata, no? Katabi niya yung olives, class, di ba? If you are going to recall the anatomy of your medulla oblongata, yung nasa may bandang gitna, the one on the more middle side is the pyramid, and on the lateral side are the olives. So what will happen, class, no? After the when your fibers reach the pyramids of the medulla, okay, so it will be moving towards the lower medulla, and then what will happen? It will decussate. So this area here is the cervico, because this is already spinal cord, no? So this is the cervico medullary junction, okay? And this cervico medullary junction is the part of your pyramidal pathway that decussate. Pagka sinabi nag-decussate, it moves to the other side. Okay? So it happens between your cervico-medullary junction, yung ating decussation. But remember, class, no, na hindi lahat ng fibers ay nag-decussate. Only 75 to 90% will go to the other side or will decussate. Okay? And then what will happen to the remaining? So yung nag-decussate will be moving to the other side until it reaches the spinal cord, no? Ano sabi natin kanina, sa ang part ng spinal cord? Sa anterior, no? Cells ng ating spinal cord. Okay, so majority, 90% will decussate and moves toward the other side. And kapag nag-decussate na siya, class, no? Ang tawag na sa kanya is the lateral corticospinal tract. So lateral corticospinal tract na ito. Okay? Yung all of the fibers that decussated are the lateral corticospinal fibers or the lateral corticospinal tract. Now, what will happen to that part that did not decussate? So merong 10% na naiwan. Okay? So yung 10% na naiwan will be divided as anterior and the anterolateral corticospinal tract. Okay? So yung lateral, ito yung nasa lateral, and then we have the anterolateral corticospinal tract. Okay? So I hope that you understood, and then we will proceed to the next slide kasi hindi pa siya tapos, no? So from the spinal cord, anong sabi natin? 10%, 90% decussate on the other side. Okay? So yung nag-decussate is called the lateral corticospinal tract. Yun yung nag-cross. And then the lateral corticospinal tract that decussate will enter, okay, ito na yung spinal cord, will enter the lateral funiculus of the spinal cord. Okay, lateral funiculus yan. And then it will go down to the spinal cord and innervate the limb muscles. Okay? So it will innervate the limb muscles. Now, what about the 10%, no? Ipsilateral or non-decussated. So 8% of that non-decussated or the uncrossed fiber will become the anterior corticospinal tract. So 8% yung ipsilateral or the uncross. Okay? So the 8% anterior corticospinal tract or the uncross will descend to the anterior funiculus, okay, of the spinal cord. Okay, at the cervical, upper thoracic, and the spinal segment will innervate muscles at the cervical and the thoracic spinal segment. So yun yung ine-innervate ng ating anterior corticospinal. Okay, or the muscles at the cervical and the thoracic spinal segment. Okay? Yung mga muscles sa neck, no? So all of them are innervated by your anterior corticospinal tract. And that is 8% of the 10% uncrossed. So what will happen to the remaining 2%? The remaining 2% will be your anterior corticospinal tract. It will descend to the anterolateral funiculus and synapse with the ipsilateral anterior hornside of the spinal cord and then terminate at the base of the posterior horn and intermediate gray matter. Okay? So that is the whole of your corticospinal tract. So madali lang naman siyang intindihin, class, no? Basta susundan nyo lang yung naka-text dito, no? Dito sa side ng pathway. Okay? Para hindi kayo mo. So this is the entire corticospinal tract. Okay? So you need to memorize this class. And when you memorize it, please, it must be in sequential. Okay? Hindi po pwedeng mauuna yung isa doon sa isa. Because this is a pathway. So the very important thing, at bibigyan ko na kayo ng tip, no? The first thing that you need to understand well is the origin. Okay? Origin, which part of the cerebral cortex. I mentioned that to you already. And then, pagdating doon sa midbrain, which is specific part of the midbrain, your pathway will pass through. Okay, cerebral cortex or the crus cerebri. Pagdating sa pons, which part of the pons, papasok yung fibers, basis pontis, and then saan nagdedecusate. Okay? Pagdating sa medulla or the medulla, which is specific part of the medulla, okay, your motor tract will be passing through, no? So that is in the pyramid. And then magdedecusate the cervicomedullary, 90% will decusate, 8% will be on the same side, 2% is on the same side. And then ano pang isang important thing to remember, where it terminate. Okay? So usually kapag spinal tract, saan siya nag-e-enter? Lateral funiculus of the spinal cord. Okay? And then to innervate the limb muscles. And then yun namang anterior corticospinal tract will also descend to the anterior funiculus and will end at the cervical upper thoracic spinal segment of your muscle, thoracic segment, the cervical and the thoracic. And then yung two uncross, okay, anterolateral funiculus and terminate at the posterior horn and the intermediate gray matter. Okay, so that is your corticospinal tract pathway. Do you have any question, class? Huh? Okay, kung wala, dire-diretso. Okay, ito lang naman yung class, yung sequential, anong tawag dito? Sequential pathway of the motor pathway. Yeah, yung sunod-sunod. Okay? So try to make it, okay? MC, MAXI, PEG. Okay, meron siyang, anong tawag dito? Meron siyang acronym ba? Okay? Okay, so corticospinal tract, anong function? Okay, for voluntary, discrete, skilled movement. So no initiation of movement yet, class, no? And then fibers of the corticospinal tract arise from cells in the cerebral cortex. You know that already. Giant cells of Betz. And then it will pass through your pyramid and then descend to the spinal cord. Again, origin of the fibers, giant cells of Betz, which is at the internal pyramidal layer 5 of the presentral gyrus, or the premotor cortex, broad mass area number 4. So the main output of the cortical descending motor premotor cortex, okay, you have your premotor cortex area 6, which is your supplementary motor cortex. Okay? So just tandaan ano yung origin ng mga fibers, okay? For what lobe of the brain, broad mass area precentral, okay, 6 and your 8. The premotor cortex and the frontal eye field lobe. So you need to locate all of this structure class, no? When you see a brain. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram. Okay. So kung titingnan mo dito class, no, ano ba yung schematic diagram? Ito na yung cerebral cortex, no? And then it will be arising from the pyramidal layer, okay? Fifth layer of your cerebral cortex, precentral gyrus. So 90% will decussate, and the decussated fibers are called lateral corticospinal tract fibers. And then what will happen to the undecussated, 8% will become the anterior corticospinal, and then the 2% is the lateral corticospinal, or it is what we call lap of Burns, or the tract of Burns. Okay? So please take note of this structure. Okay, so lamination, naka-indicate naman dyan, class. No, that is your lateral corticospinal tract. Okay, so that's your dadaan. Okay, pagdating sa spinal cord, lamination of the lateral corticospinal tract. Okay, so upper motor neuron, UPN, LMN, lower motor neuron. Okay, so all structures from the motor cortex to the anterior horn cell. So that is your upper motor neuron. So the lower motor neuron, anterior horn cell, and their associated axons. Okay, so these are the differences between your upper motor neuron lesion and the lower motor neuron lesion. Okay, so motor strength, both are weak. Atrophy, mild atrophy, or this is atrophy if upper motor neuron. And then there is atrophy if it is a lower motor neuron lesion. Dependent reflexes in upper motor neuron is hyperactive, hypoactive, or absent in the lower motor neuron. Muscle tone, hypertonic if upper motor neuron, and hypotonic or placid if lower motor neuron. Okay, and then withdrawal or spasm, okay, abnormal reflexes, or if it is lower motor neuron, you will find fasciculations. Alam niyo ba class ang fasciculations, no? Yung nagmo-move na ganun ang muscle, that is fasciculation. Okay, so any question, class, about corticospinal pathway? Okay, so tapos na tayo sa description ng corticospinal. Then we will now go to the next, and that is your corticobulbar. Okay, so the corticobulbar will also be arising from the genu of the internal capsule. Okay, so nasa internal capsule ka ngayon, and then what will happen? The corticobulbar tract will diverge in the midbrain, and then it terminates at the different level of the brain stem. Okay? So the termination of your corticobulbar tract will be at the brain stem. Okay? So hanggang dito yan sa medulla oblongata. Okay? Where you will find, kung titingnan ninyo, ano yung bilateral input, okay, of your corticobulbar tract. Ito yung what nerves will be involved. So it will be involved your cranial nerve number 5, cranial number 7, 9, and 12. Okay? So dapat alam ninyo kung anong mga muscle ang ini-innervate ng mga nerves na ito. Okay? So you have your cranial nerve number 5. What is innervated by your cranial nerve number 5 class? Hmm? What muscles are innervated by your cranial nerve number 5? These are your muscles of mastication. Okay? And then cranial nerve number 7. What is innervated by your cranial nerve number 7? Ha? Anybody? Miss Pengson.
Muscles of facial expression po.
Okay, muscles of facial expression. Okay, what about cranial nerve number 11? Kalyaw, Miss Kalyaw.
Ay, Doc, yung ano po, sternocleidomastoid and trapezius po.
Hmm? Your cranial number 11 is spinal accessory,
Sternocleidomastoid.
no? So what is innervated by your spinal accessory? Your trapezius and your
Sternocleidomastoid.
sternocleidomastoid. Okay, cranial nerve number 12. James Lagman. Tinatawag ko yung top top 3, top 4, no? James. Wala si James?
Nandito po, Doc.
Anong ini-innervate ng cranial nerve number 12? What is your cranial nerve number 12?
Ano po, hypoglossal
O
po.
hypoglossal? O anong ini-innervate niya?
Tongue movements po.
Tongue muscles, hindi tongue
Tongue.
movements. No? So it is innervating your tongue muscles, no? Okay, so that is your, saan nagdeterminate again ang ating corticobulbar brainstem. Okay? And then, ang ating corticobulbar tract will be having an input to your cranial nerve number 5, so muscles of mastication, muscles of expression, trapezius, and your sternocleidomastoid, and the muscles of the tongue. Okay? So meron pang ibang nerves that will be involved that you will know later. Okay, so let's trace your corticobulbar tract. So your corticobulbar tract will be originating from the lateral aspect of the primary motor cortex. So doon pa rin siya sa precentral gyrus. Okay? So kita mo yon. Okay, can you see that? Okay? So you have your precentral gyrus. So on the lateral aspect of your primary motor cortex, which is your precentral gyrus or the area broad mass number 4, no? Doon sa lateral aspect, no? Hindi doon sa loob, no? And then from your lateral aspect of the primary motor cortex, it will be moving toward the corona radiata. And then it will be moving towards the internal capsule. But this time, no, kanina, yung corticospinal tract will be passing by way of the lower limb of the internal capsule. Kapag corticobulbar tract, nagpapass through siya sa genu. Yung genu kasi yung nasa gitna, no? Upper limb ng internal capsule and the lower limb of the internal capsule. So yung nasa gitna is the genu of the internal capsule. And then from there, saan pupunta? Pupunta na sa brainstem. So pagka sinabi nating brainstem with brain pons and the amygdala, then they will be synapsing with the different motor nuclei of the different cranial nerves that innervate both the right and the left cranial motor nuclei. So majority, okay, will be contralateral. If you're going to look at it, they are moving on the opposite side, no? Contralateral innervation. Okay, so from there, okay, it will be moving towards the motor nuclei of the cranial nerves. Okay, so ano yung mga cranial nerves na yan, class, no? So yung mga cranial nerves of the nerve that will be supplying the muscles of the face and the neck. So ito yung cranial nerve number 5 for mastication, cranial nerve number 7 for muscles of facial expression, cranial nerve number 9, okay, your glossopharyngeal, and then you have your vagus, kasama din si vagus, because your corticobulbar tract is also responsible for the pharyngeal and laryngeal muscles movement. Okay, yung 11, your trapezius and sternocleidomastoid, and then the tongue muscles, cranial nerve number 12. So all of your corticobulbar class, no, is responsible for the motor functions of all these nerves. Okay? Kaya ngayon alam dapat ninyo kung yun bang mga nerves na ito ay sensory, motor, or mixed nerve. Did you get me? So kanina, hindi kasama si 9 at saka si... Ano yung hindi kasama kanina? Si 9 at saka sino? 9 and 10, hindi kasama doon sa unang slide. Okay? So, ganoon ang corticobulbar. So, ganyan lang siya, class. No? So, kung titingnan mo ngayon, no, may kanya-kanyang area, no, kung nasaan nakalocate yung motor nuclei. Okay? So, you will see the motor nuclei of your cranial nerve number 5 here. Okay? Your number, ano ba ito? Number 7. Okay? So, naka-indicate yan kung anong mga area located yung nuclei ng different cranial nerves. That was mentioned here. Okay, so hanggang dyan yan no, yung mga innervation, sabi natin, it will end at the brainstem. Okay, so let's make a diagram. So dalawa itong diagram natin dito. The first one is the corticobulbar tract arising from the cerebral and the primary and the premotor cortex. From the genu of the internal capsule, it will go down to the brainstem, go to the nuclei of your cranial nerve number 5, nuclei of your cranial nerve number 7, nuclei of your cranial nerve number 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? So, all of this is part of your corticobulbar tract. Okay? So, this is your corticobulbar A. Now, how about those part of the corticobulbar that is coming from your area number 8? Ito yung prefrontal. Okay? So, from the cerebral cortex, which is your area 8, okay, itong A class will be coming from the primary motor at saka yung broad mass area number 6, no, yung premotor, no, yung ating pathway letter A. Okay? Sana huwag kayong malilito, class, no? So, ito namang pathway B will be coming from the cerebral cortex, no? Specifically your prefrontal area or the prefrontal eye fields, okay? So, ito yung ating pathway B, which is also arising coming from where? Cerebral cortex, area 8, and then it will pass to the genu of the internal capsule, and then move to the midbrain, okay, your nuclei of your cranial nerve number 3, no? Kasi muscles, yung oculomotor nerve. Okay, so ano yung mga muscles na hindi ine-innervate ng cranial nerve number 4, no? Yung ating superior oblique is innervated by your cranial nerve number 4. And then yung namang cranial nerve number 6 will innervate your lateral rectus. So the remaining, no, extraocular muscle will be innervated by your cranial nerve number 3, including the levator palpebrae. Okay? So can you follow, class? Is it clear? No? Madali lang naman siyang intindihin, class. Basta itong A, ito yung pathway ng primary, which is the broad mass area number 4, at saka premotor, which is your broad mass area number 6. Ito namang cerebral cortex na pathway B will be your prefrontal eye field, which is your area 8. Okay, so madaling intindi, kapag prefrontal eye field, ay it has something to do with the eye. Okay? Yung ating extraocular muscles, no? SO4, LR6, okay, R3. Okay? So that's it. That is how are you going to explain your corticobulbar diagram. Any question at this point, class? Okay, wala. Okay, let's move kasi hindi ko pa nare-review yung i-discuss mamaya, no? Okay, so again, ano yung mga cranial nerves natin? Review natin, 3, 4, 6. Okay, yung oculomotor. Trochlear abducens, 5, trigeminal, 7, facial nerve, 9 and 10, glossopharyngeal and the vagus, 11, spinal accessory, and the 12, hypoglossal. So all of these nerves class are involved in your corticobulbar. So please try to recall your pyramidal A for the primary and the premotor, okay, a broad mass area 4 and 6, and then you have your frontal eye field gyrus, which is responsible for your extraocular muscles. Okay, so this is just to show you, no? Please, I am assuming that you still know the how are you going to identify the different cranial nerves. Okay? So, if you're going to look at it, nasan si oculomotor? Okay, ito yung cranial nerve number 5. Okay, this is your abducens. Ito yung oculomotor trochlear. Abducens. Okay, 7. Yung dalawang yan, 7. And then you have the 8. Okay, and then you have the vagus, and then you have your what you call this vagus, spinal accessory, and then your hypoglossal. Okay, so please try to recall, no, on how are you going to identify the different locations of your cranial nerves. Okay, so do you have any question about the corticobulbar and the corticospinal? Okay, let's now go to the media longitudinal fasciculus, yung horizontal gaze. Okay, horizontal gaze. So, yung horizontal gaze will be involving your broad mass area number 8. Kunyari yung right mata. Okay? So, ito yung right eye, this is the left eye. No? Sabi natin, pagka sinabing pathway, okay, ng horizontal gaze, it will be involving your 3 different muscles, no? Of the 3 different muscles, or the 3 different nerves that will be innervating your extraocular muscle. Okay, so tingnan natin yung picture. So this is your right eye and this is your left eye. So the pathway will be coming from your broad mass area number 8. Okay, ito yung pathway letter B kanina class, no? So you will have your right eye here, okay, which is arising coming from a fiber, okay, of your broad mass area number 8, your frontal eye fields. And then what will happen to the letter L on the left side, no? The peripontine reticular formation, and then the pathway will be using your left, okay, your lateral rectus, and on the right side, it will be the medial rectus, okay? So, and then it will be the medial longitudinal fasciculus also has connection with the vestibular nuclei and the reticular formation. It is very important class, no? Kunyari, may tumatawag sa'yo, you hear somebody calling your name, no? Bakit involved ang vestibular? Okay, kunyari, pagka sinabi natin kating vestibular, ito yung balance. Okay? So, anong gagawin mo ngayon, no? Medyo kailangan mo ng balance, no? Biglang may tumawag sa'yo, and then, anong tendency mo? You are going to look at that somebody who will call your name. Okay? So, paano ngayon yung vestibular apparatus mo, no? Balance. Kunyari, naglalakad ka, nakatingin ka doon, bigla kang nakatisod ng something, no? So what will happen? Okay? And then it will also be involving your reticular formation. So pagdating dito from your eye, okay? So you have your third nerve, and then you will have your midbrain. Ano yung mga nucleus na nasa midbrain class? You have your third nerve, and then you have your sixth nerve. The sixth nerve is your the third nerve is your oculomotor, and the fourth is your trochlear, and then you have your abducens, your sixth cranial nerve. Okay, so that is your abducens, okay, and then this is your MLF pathway. Okay? So that is how we're going to look at the horizontal break kapag tumingin ka dyan sa harap. Okay, so ito naman yung trigeminal nerve class, no? So we said the responsibility of the corticobulbar is to understand your cranial nerve, no? So we are here with your cranial nerve number 5. Remember that your cranial nerve number 5, okay, you have your branches, okay? So you have the ophthalmic branch, okay, the maxillary branch, and your mandibular branch. Okay? So kapag trigeminal nerve class, no, they're innervate the muscles of mastication. Okay, yun naman yung ating cranial nerve number 7. So remember that the cranial nerve number 7, okay, will pass through the substance of your parotid gland and then will give you 5 branches. Okay, ano yung 5 branches? So you do it this way. Okay, so medyo review again, okay, about the cranial nerve. And then your pathway of your facial nerve, okay? So corticobulbar, no, cranial nerve number 7, no? So this is originating from the precentral gyrus, okay? And then it will be moving to the corticobulbar tract, okay? Going to the nucleus of the facial nerve at the pons, okay, and then from there, okay, it will be moving towards your muscles of expression, the frontal muscle, orbicularis, zygomatic, orbicularis oris, and the platysma. Okay? Now remember, na pagdating dito class, no? Pagdating dito sa area na to, okay, so you have here your facial nerve already. So this is the upper branch and the lower branch of your facial nerve. Okay, so what will happen, class? Kunyari may injury dito, okay, to your corticobulbar tract dito sa area na to. Okay, so this is still located at the internal capsule, no? Okay, so ano mangyayari ngayon? What will be the main problem that will be affecting the patient? Okay, so meron din dito sa precentral gyrus class. Okay. Okay, corticospinal tract lesion. What are the cardinal signs of the corticospinal tract lesion? Hypertonia. So pagka sinabi natin hypertenio class, increased muscle tone, okay? Plus the hyperreflexia, increased muscle reflexes, okay? You can use your hammer, okay, if you want to test hyperreflexes. So kapag may hyperreflexia, it indicates an upper motor neuron lesion. Okay, upper motor neuron lesion. Ano yung clonus? The clonus is the involuntary rhythmic muscle contraction, okay, of the leg of a patient when you apply a passive flexion of the foot and immediately take your hand. Okay? So what will happen to the movement, flapping movement of the foot or the rhythmic muscle movements of the foot. Okay, so these are the 3 major cardinal signs of the corticospinal lesion. Extensor sign, ano yung extensor sign? Extension in response to the blunt stimulation of the foot. And then you have your Babinski. Ano yung Babinski class, no? Big toe will go up, no? Associated with panning of the other toe. So, tataas si, kapag Babinski, kita niyo yung picture, tataas si big toe, and then the rest will pan. Can you see? So that is the Babinski. Now, what about the positive extensor signs? One of the maneuvers that elicit extensor to signs. Okay? So these are the major manifestation of a patient with corticospinal tract lesion. Okay, meron pa, muscle weakness. Ayan, na-define na dito, no? When you say hemiplegia, unilateral weakness of the arm, leg, either right or the left. Usually present in the corticospinal tract lesion. Paraplegia, paralysis of both legs or of the lower extremities, usually seen in patients with a spinal cord lesion. And then when four sides of the extremities will be paralyzed, you call it quadriplegia. Okay? So please take note of some of the manifestation of a patient with corticospinal tract lesion. Okay, so your corticobulbar supply the facial and neck muscles, upper motor neuron, okay, in corticobulbar tract, lesions above the motor nucleus, okay, lesions above the brain stem, location of all cranial nerve nuclei, lesion of the cortex, okay? So ito yung titingnan ninyo class if you want to differentiate upper motor neuron from the lower motor neuron. Yung lower motor neuron class will be involving the corticobulbar tract lesion. And there will be lesions of the lower motor neuron plus the lower, what do you call this? The lesions of the brain stem. Okay? So I hope that you can differentiate, okay, the upper motor neuron from the lower motor neuron. Okay, so you have here a pathway class, no? Yung itim na yon show injury. Okay, injury yan, yung itim na yan. Okay, so you have the bilateral nature of the majority of the corticobulbar. So what will happen if there is a unilateral lesion? If only one side has problem, no? So unilateral lesion will show mild muscle weakness. Okay, the weakness is very mild. And then a hypoglossal nerve lesion of the upper motor neuron for cranial nerve number 7. Okay, so kung upper motor neuron, no, specifically for the neurons of your cranial nerve number 12, okay, so your hypoglossal. Okay, so what will happen? There will be spastic paralysis of the contralateral side of the genioglossus. So it is on the opposite side class, no? Ang sabi niya sa picture, kapag nakakita kayo ng ganyang picture, and then tongue will be deviated to the contralateral. Kunyari, no, ang paralysis is nasa right. Okay, so where will the deviation of the tongue pointing? It will be pointing on the contralateral side or the lateral side. Okay, contralateral side of the face. Okay, so facial nerve lesion to the upper motor neuron, okay, of cranial nerve number 7 will result to spastic paralysis. Okay, so matitigas yung mga muscle kapag may upper motor neuron lesion, okay, secondary to the facial nerve injury. Okay, and then brainstem location, okay, cranial nerve number 7, facial nerve nuclei. Okay, so take note of the contrabulbar. Okay, so meron tayo ditong picture A and picture B, no? So the picture A will show you the, kunyari nandito yung injury, no? So take note of the pathway. So from the pathway, from the cerebral cortex, okay, and then it will be moving down, okay, and then it will pass through the nucleus of the facial nerve, okay, and then lesion to the facial nerve. So ang lesion kapag Bell's palsy class is dito. Okay? And then you have the supranuclear lesion, yun. Kapag supranuclear, very, very high yung ating supraneural lesion. Okay, so there will be facial nerve, and take note that if it is not involved, no, so only the lower quadrant of the face, okay, on the same side will be affected. Okay, so that is supraneuron lesion. Okay, yan ang doon, no? It's very close to the internal capsule. Okay, so that is if it is a supranuclear lesion. If it is just below the, or it accompanies your lower portion, okay, where there is lesion in the facial nerve, then what will happen? All sides of the face will be affected, and that is maybe some showing some of the negative facial expression on the right side. Okay, so how are you going to differentiate central and the peripheral facial nerve palsy? I know you're already I know you're already congested, class, no? Maski ako congested na rin, no? But we need to finish. Malapit na, konti na lang. Okay? And we only have 15 minutes. Class, maybe anong oras niyo gusto mag-umpisa mamaya? Meron ba kayong HLS? Ha?
Doc, i-confirm ko pa po kung synchronous kami ng 4 p.m.
Mhm. Okay, so central versus peripheral nerve palsy. Kapag lower motor neuron lesion, there is a damage of the brainstem on one side. Okay? So ano mangyayari if there is a damage to the lower motor neuron on the one side? So there will be peripheral palsy. Pagka sinabi natin peripheral palsy, it is also called Bell's palsy. Ito yung buong mukha, no? Buong mukha or half of the face will be affected. Okay, so there will be damage of your nucleus of cranial nerve number 7 that will supply the upper and the lower motor area of the face. So ang tawag doon, if half face is lesion, then it is lower motor neuron lesion, and there is a damage to the brainstem, and the result will be Bell's palsy or the peripheral palsy. Okay, injury to the nuclei of cranial nerve number 7. Okay, so half face will be paralyzed. Okay, upper motor neuron lesion. So this is cortical. Okay, so cranial nerve nucleus has bilateral innervations. Okay, innervation from both contralateral and ipsilateral. So in here, there is a damage cortex on one side, and then we'll have a contralateral weakness of the lower facial muscle. Okay, so ito yung 1/4 of the face lamang ang maaapektuhan, and this is usually on the same side. Okay, on the same side of the injury. Okay, so lesion will be above the cranial nerve. Okay, and take note that the lower motor neuron, the lower motor neuron lesion always happen. Okay, secondary to stroke patient and patients with tumor of the cortex. So it's what we call the supratentorial. Okay, so another one, central facial palsy, forehead. Okay, class, alin dito ang central, alin ang peripheral? Si female ang A, si male ang B. Alin ang central? Alin ang peripheral?
Central po yung A, Doc.
Mhm. So, yung central facial palsy, okay, will only be affecting the muscles of the forehead. Only the right lower portion of the face will be affected and paralyzed. Kapag naman peripheral palsy, ito yung Bell's palsy, affecting the forehead and the rest of your muscle. So, the whole left side or side will be affected kapag peripheral palsy. Okay? Oh, dito, which is which? Alin ang central? Alin ang peripheral? The male or the female? Okay, central, male or female?
Female po, Doc.
The female, no? Parang wala, no? Kasi it's only 1/4 or half of the face. Okay? 1/4 of the face. Alin dito? Yung ito o this one? Right or left? This is the left side and this is the right side. Alin ang affected? This one. Kasi dito, yung nasolabial fold is malalim. Okay? Ito naman, alin ang normal dito? Ito yung left, ito yung right. Alin ang normal? Yung nakabukas ang mata or yung nakapikit ang mata? Los, Miss Espina. Andiyan si Miss Espina.
Normal po yung nakapikit.
Karil?
Yes, sir.
Alin ang normal? Yung nakabukas ang mata or yung nakapikit na mata na side?
Yung nakapikit po yung mata.
Okay,
sir.
so the normal side is yung nakapikit, no? Kasi mayroon pang muscles na nagko-contract. Dito sa left side, on the left side, wala. Okay? Okay, so medyo, oh my God, 10 minutes na lang. Okay, vagus and your hypoglossal, no? So alam niyo man ninyo class that the vagus is your cranial nerve number 10. Okay, so okay. So ito yung ating dorsal vagus nucleus. Take a look, no? That is your vagus nerve. Saan nagkagaling ang vagus nerve, class? Hindi nyo pa pala naaral, no? Naaral natin, no? Sa neck. Where can you find the vagus nerve in the neck? Pina-identify ko yan nung last practical. Halos walang nakasagot. Ito yung practical side ninyo na mayroong instrument na nakaganon. Yung may nakahook na instrument. Yung sa first cadaver from the wall, no? Yun yung vagus nerve. No? So you can find your vagus nerve inside where? No? Inside of the carotid sheath, no? So you can find your vagus nerve inside of the carotid sheath between your internal carotid and your internal jugular vein. Okay? So that is your vagus. Tatandaan ninyo yun pag ibinigay ko ulit sa next practical, sa final practical. Okay? So let's move. Kasi 5 minutes na lang. Okay? So, mga review lang naman to. Okay, so any question, class, about the pyramidal tract so that we could discuss a bit of the extrapyramidal? Kasi mag-12. Okay, so yung ating extrapyramidal tract, like sabi natin, they are called extrapyramidal because they do not originate from the precentral gyrus, specifically the fifth layer. So they originate, like for example, no, yung corticotectal, okay? So the corticotectal will be arising from the occipital and the inferior parietal lobes. And then your corticotectal will be projected, okay, to the brainstem. So what is the main function of the corticotectal pathway? It influences the extraocular movement, okay? So puro theoretical lang yung inilagay ko dito, no? Kasi masyado ng marami. And then your tectospinal, saan ang origin? Superior colliculus. And then decussate in the dorsal tegmentum. And then travel through the ventral funiculus and extend to the cervical spine to influence neurons innervating the neck. Yan nga tectospinal. Okay, di ba? Ano yung tectum? Yung ating superior colliculus, di ba? If you remember kanina, no, yung nakaumbok doon sa midbrain, that is your superior colliculus. And then it will be moving only to the spinal, which is your cervical spinal, to innervate the muscles of the neck. Kaya tectum. Okay, corticorubral. Okay, so pagka naman corticorubral, saan ang origin? Cerebral cortex, ipsilateral red nucleus. Rubrospinal, from the red nucleus, it will cross in the ventral decussation, descend to the lateral tegmentum, traverses the lateral funiculus of the spinal cord, and anterior to the lateral corticospinal tract. So the function of the rubrospinal is to facilitate flexion, inhibits extensor alpha, beta, gamma motor neurons. So class theoretical, ha? Cortico-reticular. So from the cortex, cerebral cortex, and then it will terminate at the reticular formation. Kaya nga ang tawag cortico-reticular. Rubro-reticulospinal, from the medial reticulospinal tract, from the pontine reticular formation, and then it will travel as your MLF, okay? And then your lateral reticulospinal will be from the medullary reticular portion and conveys autonomic information. Okay, so this is your reticulospinal tract. Lateral vestibulospinal, from the entire length of the spinal cord, kaya nga ang tawag ay vestibulospinal, excites extensor motor neurons that innervate the neck, the back, forelimb, hind limb muscles, and the main function is to inhibit flexor motor neurons. Okay, the medial vestibulospinal tract from the MLF only to upper thoracic level and excite the neck and your back motor neurons. Okay, so mag-ano lang tayo ng isa. This is your vestibulospinal tract. So when we speak of the vestibulospinal tract, saan siya manggagaling class, no? So you have here the ascending fibers of your medial longitudinal fasciculi. Okay, take note of the vestibular nuclei. Okay, and then it will be moving towards your lateral vestibulospinal tract, this one. And then pagdating sa spinal cord, okay, it will be dividing into two. No, ito yung ating lateral vestibulospinal tract. Okay, it will be passing to the this lower portion of the cervical spinal cord, no, cervical spinal cord. And then what will happen? Inhibitory ending, and then also, but it is excitatory to the axial muscles, okay? So it will be moving toward the inhibitory interneuron. Okay, and then innervate your flexor muscle and your extensor muscle. Okay, so your vestibulospinal excite the extensor motor neurons that innervate your neck, back, forelimb, hind limb muscles. Inhibit also the flexor motor neurons. Okay, so the raphe or the raphe spinal from the nucleus raphe-magnus. Okay, this is serotogenic. Kasi pagka sinabi natin serotonergic, no? And then it needs serotonin. Okay, so it passes through the dorsolateral funiculus and terminate at your lamina 1, 2, 5, and 7, yung ipinakita ko kanina. And then terminate at your lamina 7 and project to the preganglionic sympathetic neurons. Okay, so ceruleus spinal tract. From the ceruleus, nucleus locus ceruleus, okay, subceruleus. So this is non-adrenergic, no? It will be descending to the ventrolateral funiculus and terminates in the lamina 1, 2, 7, 9, and 10. Okay, so in summary, so this is in your spinal cord where you can see all of your extramida-pyramidal pathway ending. Okay? So nandito si dorsal spinocerebellar, spinothalamic tract, ventral, and etc. So naka-indicate naman lahat, class, kung saan mo makikita, no? Pagdating sa spinal cord. Okay? Okay, ano yung decorticate posturing? What can you see, class? There is hyperextension of the lower extremities and flexion of the upper extremity. Okay, so ito yung tinatawag nating decorticate posturing. Okay, kailan nagkakameron ng decorticate? When do you have your decorticate posturing? So when we say flexion of the upper extremities and extension of the lower extremities, you call it decortication. Okay, so this patient is to assess those patient with the Glasgow Coma Scale, yung mga patient na unresponsive. So what will happen, class? Bakit nagkakameron ng decorticate posturing? So if there will be a lesion above the red nucleus, which is the origin of the rubrospinal tract, okay, a damage, or there will be damage of the above the red nucleus, damage to this can interrupt the corticospinal tract and your corticobulbar tract. So kapag na-damage at na-interrupt yung corticospinal tract at saka corticobulbar, no, the rubrospinal tract will take over. Okay, na-damage si corticospinal at saka na-damage si corticobulbar. So kapag na-damage na si corticospinal tract at saka si corticobulbar tract, magkakameron ng decortication. Bakit nagkakameron ng decortication? No? Na-interrupt si corticospinal tract at saka corticobulbar. So what will happen? Rubrospinal tract will take over. And the manifestation when your rubrospinal tract take over, there will be decortication. Okay, so take note of that, no? So nagtitake over ang rubrospinal. Okay, so excitatory to contralateral flexors, inhibitory to extensors. Okay, so yan yung ibig sabihin ng decortication. So how are you going to know that the patient is in decortication already? Okay, ano yung mga pain stimulus, no? Ang ginagawa ko, no, to stimulate pain, no, mag-apply kayo ng deep pressure sa thumb, no? Deep pressure sa thumb, no? Yung talagang madiin, no? So the response of the patient, of a comatose patient, is decortication. Ano pa? Deep external pressure. Alam niyo yun dito sa may sternum. So you are going to apply deep pressure on the sternum. So kung nag-flex ang upper at saka nag-extend ang lower extremities after the application of your deep external pressure, okay, then the patient is in decortication process. Okay? So ito yung mga comatose patient class. Okay, ano naman ang decerebrate? Okay, so kapag decerebrate, yung picture na yan. Okay? So both upper and lower extremities will be hyperextended. Okay, so kunyari, may pasyente ka na damage na si corticobulbar, na damage pa si corticospinal, na damage din si rubrospinal, then what will happen? The lesions will be below the red nucleus and the vestibulospinal tract will take over. Okay? So kapag nagde-decerebrate na, ibig sabihin, damage na pareho yung tatlo, the corticospinal, and then the corticobulbar and the rubrospinal tract. So your vestibulospinal tract will take over. Okay, so there will be extension, okay, decerebration, extension of both upper and lower extremities. Okay, so stimulate the patient, extension of all four extremities. So that is your decerebrate posturing. Okay, what you call this? Comparison, decorticate, flexor posturing, adduction of the shoulder and arm, flexion at the elbow, okay, rest flexion, hip and knee extension. Kapag decerebrate, parehong extension, okay, extension and pronation of the upper extremities, forcible plantar reflex, result from brainstem transection at the follicular level. So nandun ang problema, class, no? At the level of the folliculus, superior folliculus in the brainstem. Yung nakaumbok, no, sa tectum. Okay, so these are some of the cases that okay, hindi na natin didiscusin kasi it's really 12.5. Okay, so do you have any question, class? No? Napagod tayo ng gusto. Ano ba yan? No? Do they have any question? Huh? I know our lecture for today is a little bit very exhausting, even though we are in front of our computer, but it is very exhausting. Do they have any question? Okay, so teka ha, para nag-message si Doc Mel pwede ba natin, kasi late na tayong natapos, pwede bang, is it okay with you to start between 1:30 and 2 o'clock? Ano gusto nyo, 1:30 or 2 o'clock? Pwede bang 2 o'clock na? I-message ko na lang si Doc Mel. Ha? Okay, so we will meet at 2 p.m. for your lab. Kasi what we are going to show you, class, are the actual slides that was taken from the lab. Okay, that was taken from the lab. Okay, so Greg, nag-take ko na ng screenshot. Hindi na
Yes
ako
po,
mag-recapitulate, class, ha. No? Please, pakibasa nyo na lang. No? Kasi medyo ano na rin ako. Okay? Okay, so if that is, kung